Have you ever wanted to suggest an enhancement to your client, but you felt it was too salesy, too pushy? You're not alone. It's really a disservice if you don't offer them something that's going to enhance the treatment they're getting. You're just going to give a regular massage, but if you can give something that's going to make it a better experience, then you need to offer it.
Hi Spa Pros, I'm Lauren with Universal Spa Education, and today we have our very special guest, Jeff St. Peters, who is a licensed massage therapist, a licensed esthetician, and our very own product development manager over the massage and body category. Thanks so much for being here today, Jeff.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I love working with you.
Thanks. So Jeff, our big topic today, massage enhancements. We hear this all the time. Massage therapists, they do not feel comfortable. It stresses them out to recommend add-ons to their clients. And they struggle with promoting those enhancements and those add-ons. Why do you think that is?
It actually goes back to education. When you go to massage or aesthetics or nail programs, there's a different curriculum. With massage, there's so much focus on the physiology, doing the massage stuff, contraindications and things like that. Sales and enhancements and upselling is not really part of the curriculum. Now, it's different for aesthetics and nails. With aesthetics, you're using skincare products, and part of it is offering things to help enhance those services that people can do take home. I think part of it is that with massage, there's this whole power differential. You want to make sure it's equal with you and the client, and so when a client's on the table and after you've done your wonderful magic, they're relaxed and you almost feel a little guilty about offering things because you think that they might just agree because of where they're at in the state of relaxation.
A little compromise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I think that's where there's a gap. So there's not really good proper education on how to do enhancements and what the enhancements are, and making sure that it fits in with the needs of the client while they're working with them.
Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense that they feel guilty for that. And that seems to be a universal experience for a lot of massage therapists, that they don't want their clients to agree to something that they don't really want or need. As a massage therapist who's been in this industry for a long time, how do you transition yourself to where you are going to feel confident in recommending those add-on enhancements in a way that doesn't make you feel guilty?
That is a great question. And when you're doing services, the biggest part is actually the consultation, when you're actually talking with your client, because you're going to look at things that are challenges for them. You have to find out what the goal of the service is, what is the outcome that they want stuff. Is there anything specific that they dislike within their treatment? All those things are actually identifiers of things that could be enhancement. Let's say your customer says, I love my feet worked on. We could do a reflexology enhancement or a foot refresher enhancement, or I love if you focus on my scalp. Oh, we have a great scalp refresher. If they like heat and you want to offer hot stones. So there's lots of ways, depending on the enhancements that your spa offers, of connecting that. Think about it like when you go to a restaurant. Oh, you love the food, so what's the first thing you do? You tell your friends, oh my gosh, you need to go to such and such restaurant and eat because they have great food there. Or you go somewhere, see a movie. You make recommendations on a daily basis to the people you love because you've been there and it's a great product, it's a great movie, it's a great food. So you do that to people you care for because you want them to have these great experiences. So think about that in the treatment room. These are your clients and these are things that they want, that they're speaking to you about. And it's really a disservice if you don't offer them something that's going to enhance the treatment they're getting. You're just going to give a regular massage, but if you can give something that's going to make it a better experience, then you need to offer it. And it's the same thing with home care. There's a lot of products that I use at home that I also use on clients, but I would absolutely offer to a client for home care because I love that particular product. So how to win friends and influence people, you need to compliment people consistently on things and make sure that it's genuine. Make it easy, make it comfortable, and it should be from the heart. These enhancements really are looking out for the betterment of your client.
Yeah, absolutely. You're doing them a disservice if you're not recommending things that you feel would benefit them.
Absolutely.
And something that you mentioned previously about that consultation, I think that's a good way for massage therapists to kind of stop feeling guilty a little bit, because if you're having that pre-service consultation, they're not quite in that state yet, right? Where they're feeling a little groggy and so relaxed that nothing makes sense. That's a good time, I feel like, to have those conversations with them. Are there any other times that you would bring up that recommendation for enhancements, or is really the consultation the key place for that?
Honestly, you think about it takes a whole family. When you work in a spa, everybody has to work together. There's the concierge staff, there's the front desk staff, there's the massage therapist, estheticians. So it takes everybody to make that experience.
It's a village.
Yeah, it's a village. It takes everything for that village to really make sure that the client is taken care of during their entire visit, from the moment they walk in the door all the way till even before that, the moment they make the reservation, whether it be in the door or they make a phone call and talk on the phone, or if they're doing it on the internet. Those are all touch points where enhancements can be talked about. If they're on the internet, it should be like maybe a recommendation that this pairs well with, etc.
I like that.
Or making sure the call center is educated and knowing what these enhancements are so they can also speak to them if there's questions, and also making sure they're offering those options to customers when they're talking. Front desk staff, same thing. They should know what the enhancements are and be able to speak knowledgeably about them. Because when you're checking in for your treatment, you're going to verify the treatment and it said, you know that we have this available. Or the customer might say something like, oh my gosh, I really need this. It's been so stressed out and I really need da-da-da. It's like, we also have, along with your Swedish, we could enhance it. I've also seen things that were really neat where not only in the treatment room, but on the consultation form, listed the enhancements and the question of whether or not you wanted to hear more about them, so that when the therapist actually was in the treatment room, they could see, is like, oh yes, I want the client wants to know more about this particular experience. Again, there's a lot of key points of communication and making sure you don't want to overdo it, but make sure that the customer knows that these are options. It's their choice to say whether they do or don't, and they can say no. There's nothing wrong with saying no, but it's worse if you're not even offering it at all, and then they're missing out.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that little tip of having it on the consult card too. That's a great way to kind of make that therapist feel more comfortable, is that they know it's okay to talk about this enhancement with this client because they want to know more.
Yeah.
Okay. So that main reason that we want to offer enhancements and add-ons to our clients is to make their experience better, to make them feel better. But what are some other reasons why you may want to add enhancements into your menu?
There's so many reasons. That's a great question. So in any given day, you're open so many hours, your treatment rooms have so much ability to bring in revenue along with your therapist. And so you kind of max out with your revenue. If you're just offering Swedish, deep tissue, the basic massages, by adding the enhancements, it's going to grow your potential revenue for your spa using the same amount of hours that you're open, and using that to increase your spend per treatment. Another thing, this is interesting, the 2026 iSpa resource survey had come out, and it's a really cool document. It talks about like how many spas are in the United States and what the most common treatments are, and it has all these great statistics. On the end, it actually talked about things that people are struggling with. And what I found interesting about it was that two of the main points were lack of staffing, that a lot of spas didn't have professional staff in all the different capacities, directors, managers, massage, aesthetics, that they were down and they're struggling to find people. And the other thing was increasing the total spend. There was a minimal increase this past year, but it wasn't significant. So they're struggling to find ways to produce more revenue. So enhancements, what it does, it gives variety in the service. It helps minimize the stress and the fatigue on the therapist doing, because a lot of times these enhancements are pretty easy to add in and you're not having to work so hard to do them. And so this is going to help with maintaining your current staff and helping them be able to have a longer longevity with their career, not having to retire because they're overworked. And so it helps maintain that, and again, helps your revenue. So there's a lot of reasons why it makes sense, and it's even in the numbers as far as that survey mentions. Those are the two highlights.
The data is there
for
sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you mentioned that enhancements, they're really going to help to increase that ticket price without really pushing you past your capacity for the day. And I love that. And it makes me think pricing. So when you are bringing up this enhancement, when's the best time to bring up pricing to your guests when we're talking about enhancements? Is that during your consultation, during their booking? What do you think is the appropriate answer there?
That's really going to be, I think there's two parts to that question. One is how is your spa managing the actual payment of the treatment? Does it happen in like when they come in, they actually are booked and charged, and so does it happen at the end of the day and stuff when the guest is leaving? And depending on that stuff, that's going to have an impact on how they pay. If the front desk person is making the recommendations, it would just be added on at that point, and they would mention it when they're charging out for the treatment that day. Now, if it's in the room with the therapist, that you're going to have to figure out the dynamics of how that's communicated to the front desk staff so they can make the payment. One thing is you should always make it casual. You should never say dollars, honestly. It's funny, if it's the enhancements, we're going to give you the foot refresher, it's $25.
So just dropping the dollars.
It makes it less transactional. Again, there's nothing wrong with the guest saying no if you tell them it's 25 and they're no, I don't want it. It's like no harm done. You're just offering, but you just have to just feel confident, just be able to mention to them that there's a cost of this. And a lot of times, a lot of spas will just make it a consistent dollar value, so it's like across the board that all enhancements are this this price. And then, but part of that is that they need to make sure the enhancements have a low cost of that doesn't break their bank offering.
You mentioned something too with like all enhancements across the board being the same price. That's really cool. I haven't seen that. I think that's such an easy way therapists can remember what they're offering. And it has me thinking, how many enhancements can you add on to a massage service? I'm sure there's so many different ones, different massage practices and spas. They have different enhancements, but like what's that sweet spot, or what are some of your favorites that you like to recommend?
The amount of enhancements you can offer in a treatment, it's really going to depend on, again, these are built within the service time. So if it's 60 or 90 minutes, you're going to have definitely more time to offer more, but you don't want it to be like all enhancement and all massage. There's a time I remember I had a customer that wanted everything, and I was doing like a massage and I had 5 enhancements. And
wow.
It was a little crazy to be able to get them all in, and I think it kind of took away from the actual treatment. The client loved it, but it just was a lot to kind of manage, so you probably want to minimize that. And we've really been talking really primarily about massage enhancement, but you also think about on the aesthetics. We talked earlier about how it's a lot easier for estheticians to be able to offer products and enhancements just because it's part of the training and the education that they get in school. And so same thing with them. They're offering like maybe a glycolic upgrade or a paraffin upgrade or red light. So there's other things that they can offer within their realms, and they might offer more than one because it'll fit within the time in their service. Because it might just be, in some cases, it might be just alternating a product that they would primarily use rather than a mask. They're going to use a glycolic peel or something, or things like that.
Yeah. So tell me about some of your favorite massage add-on enhancements. What do you like to do in your treatment?
Yeah, certainly. There's so many. I think reflexology is incredible. It's very healing. There's actually a lot of history. At one time, the Egyptians would use that as a way of diagnosing the people through the feet and the hands. And there's so much history to it. And I think that's a great enhancement. It's nice and easy and it feels great. We do have one thing I absolutely love is our 10 unit. These things are
absolutely
amazing. It's vibration technology. And one thing about this, I think that works really well with like hands and feet. Typically when you're doing reflexology, you're having to do what's called the little bite. And so you're having to use your little thumb and wear it out by biting little sections of the hands and feet. This thing...
It does it for you?
It does it for you. You get all the benefits without having to like
wear your thumbs out.
Absolutely. And this is amazing. And it works on hands, feet, but it works everywhere. You could actually do this as a great enhancement on the neck and back, because there's some places that offer the thumpers and things like that, the ones that are beating you to death. The nice thing about this is that this is more targeted, so you can really focus on specific muscle groups to ease tension. So love this.
I love that.
Yeah.
What do you like to use that with typically? Do you put on a gel, a cream? What's your go-to?
I think with that you can use really anything, but I think that if you're going to do it on, like, if it's specifically for like something that's like causing challenge with a client as far as, tension in the back or neck or the feet, I'd probably use something that's a little stimulating. Like the yoga balm that we have is incredible. This has Yakima peppermint, which is very stimulating. There's lavender and frankincense, and this is an incredible product. It's cooling and it has a good resistance with the glide, so you can really go deep in the areas that have tension. We also have More Spa is an amazing brand. They have a tension balm, and this is a beautiful, beautiful product. It has a pro and retail component, and this on the neck and shoulders will just...
That's one of my favorite enhancements because it has that cooling, comforting to the muscles effect. I love that one.
And it has great feel to it too, as far as like the touch. It's more, where that's a balm, it has a little bit more...
This is more of a lotiony kind of consistency.
Yeah, it really applies really well.
Jeff, we really appreciate you being here today. We thank you for sharing everything about massage enhancements and add-ons with us. And we hope that you all were able to take some of the information that Jeff shared and incorporate it into your own practices to help your massage therapist to better recommend enhancements to their guests. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.